Since Charlemagne has died, his sons have fought for the throne, and they are now here today in today's Age of Vikings siege battle, here to decide who will control Charlemagne's empire. We have East Francia here against West Francia, and this is the Age of Vikings mod for Attila Total War. Something that we don't often show off very often, but I do quite like to show occasionally. We have done a few fun scenarios on this, and I'd like to do maybe some more. I think it'll be quite fun. But yes, we do have West Francia here defending in today's siege battle against a horde of East Francians. I'm probably just going to end up calling them Germany and these guys France, because that's kind of what they are at this point in time, as we have some armored swords here landing against some Levy spearmen. As you may be able to tell from the names I've just said there, I can't see the defenders holding the wall too long if they're going to be putting Levy spearmen into the front line. Armored swords should shoot through these guys pretty quickly. But yes, we do have a huge battle here today, a 9,000 man battle. I'm quite excited for this one. It's certainly going to be interesting, and it's nice to come back and see some old mods that we haven't checked out in a little while. I'm trying to kind of maybe try and do a little bit more of that. Might try and make a bit of a thing of it, try and like, you know, go back, look at old mods, see if they've been updated and stuff like that. But yes, Age of Vikings, a very fun one, definitely one you should try out if you haven't already. Add some new units, some new factions, well, obviously lots of new units and lots of new factions, and like a whole new campaign. It's very, very cool. But yes, the armored swordsmen here, actually, you know what, it's combat even. Well, these are against swords, I guess. This is a little bit more difficult. But I mean, I guess the arch towers may be supporting a fair amount. There's a lot of units actually engaged here. Armored swords against 2 units of swords here. Levy spearmen, yeah, as we did say, they are not faring so well. They are kind of getting slapped about a little bit here. But yeah, I mean, the Charlemagne's empire, it kind of was like, you know, if you don't know, Charlemagne's empire stretched from like the borders of Spain to like Eastern Europe. It was like a big old thing. One of the first, well, the first after the Romans, so sort of like cement rule over a lot of Central Europe, and that's why he gets the becomes the first Holy Roman Emperor, because he is seen as like bringing in a new Roman age. Oh, how they were wrong. Actually, this armored sword here is getting absolutely messed up, but I think that's because of the archers over here. We've got armored archers, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm seeing a lack of armor on these guys. These guys are not armored at all. But yeah, they are focusing down, and they're actually taking out that armored sword there. So really well done. The East Germans have actually called on some Slavic mercenaries as well. We've got some Slavic warriors here fighting for them. How dare they call on these non-believers to come and fight in this war? But yeah, Slavic warriors here, some light axes. They look like they're going to go in next. The best troops they do seem to have available might be these Germanic swords, these Germanic nobles here. They look very nice as well. I do like their armor. They do look awesome, to be fair. We do have a guardsman here, the general. He looks pretty awesome as well. We have, like, there aren't any, like, insanely, like, plate armored units. That sort of thing's yet to come with the Age of Chivalry. But, it's certainly very cool. Some of these units look really, really cool. Armored spears here. But like, as you can see, yeah, armored is just really having chainmail on. It's nothing really more than that. Alemannic longbowmen. What have we got coming up next? More Germanic nobles. So yeah, already committing those elites. I'm not really sure they're not setting up the spears, but yeah, they're not. We've got Slavic warriors in over here helping to fight. I wonder if they're really like, even though they're axes. Even though they're light, sorry, they're axes, so they're going to be really good at melee, I have a feeling. I just have this feeling with the mod being Age of Vikings, axe units are going to be pretty strong. It's just a hunch I've got. I could be entirely wrong, and they could be actually trash. But they seem to be helping turn this fight around over here. Armored swords are now breaking through against the sword unit here. And East Francia has taken this tower and taken that little section of the defense there. The armored swords did just break. I think they actually lost a whole bunch of troops. Yeah, that's actually unfortunate. I think they lost a lot of men actually with that tower collapsing on them. So I guess it worked out in one way for the defenders. Over on this side here, there are actually some hidden troops as well. I've just seen these here. Spear band, just some cheap light spears or medium spears waiting here. I guess they're looking to push these towers up. I don't think the French are being fooled by it. They have got armored spears waiting because they see the tower, the spear, not the towers, the ladders. So they know that there's units lingering about. And we've got the best infantry up here. Is Scar foot swordsman. These are the best swords, it seems like, available for West Francia today. I haven't seen anything much better than that, but they do look pretty solid anyway. Armored swords down there as well. Scar foot spearmen. So yeah, bringing a good variety of units here. And these look awesome. Very bright shields for these guys. I do like the look of that. But yeah, these guys look very, very cool as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this one goes down. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think it's going to be East or do you think it's going to be West Francia? Tell me who you are. Are you Team East or Team West?
Unit is running from the enemy.
Yeah, the arrows coming in here. I mean, yeah, the archers seem like they're very powerful in this mod. I don't know why. I just feel like they're knocking back and killing quite a lot. Oh, they're sending Scarfoot swords as well. So they're clearly not like the strongest units available to anyone, because well, East Francia's already sending his in. But yeah, it does seem as though this first line of defense, the West Francian lines, are starting to crumble a little bit. Well, that guy's on fire back there. Rip in peace to him. He is becoming a human torch. Cav here. We're about to see maybe like a Francescara Cavallari. They still like to use like the Roman names, which I always find funny. You look nothing like Roman, Cav. You pretenders. You're not Roman at all. It looks like they're going to go for a charge on these armored swords here. They look like melee Cav, so I'm not really sure how well they're going to do in a charge, but we'll find out here. You know what? It could have been worse. They got a fair way through that unit. Combat even, yeah. Combat losing decisively now. But yeah, this melee cap's not too bad, you know, in a charge. And you should do okay in long melee as well. Slavic warriors as well, trying to get around the back and help with that cav. The cav's did take a fair few losses actually, but it did charge an armored sword, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but I don't know. Germanic nobles over here look like they're going to go and take this gate, maybe try and get their own cav and maybe allow their infantry and the rest of their army to come inside. So yeah, that's not a bad idea. Could they try and pin it down with the Scar of Foot Spear really, and then maybe use cav to hammer an anvil? I don't know, maybe. Cav over here is still in combat. This needs to really get out of combat. I'm trying to do another charge. These are light axes. If anything, these guys are probably going to suffer more from a charge. But yeah, they're in prolonged melee. The cabs didn't get any sort of charge off, so the axes are going to be loving this. Hopefully now, with the sword unit going in there, they can get the cav out. But it's already at half strength. How well it's really going to do, I don't know. But we've got archers going into combat, and they have ammo left. Not a good idea. Archers in this game seem to be incredibly strong. So this is a no-no, in my opinion. Should not be doing this. And yet these axes, like we said, do really well in melee, we think. Or at least it looks like they are doing well in melee. Yes, this isn't a good matchup. These archers are just going to their deaths. I don't know why the spears just don't come over here. Like, I mean, these spearband are going to be a while. They could probably bring these guys over. Everything broke here, it seems. Spears, axes, the lot. Everything just decided to break. Certainly seems like they're trading pretty much at the moment, which is not great. Really, France needs to be inflicting more damage than he's having inflicted on him. Certainly doesn't seem like it at the moment. The Slavic axemen as well, they're not pulling through. Well, they are pulling through slightly, but I think it's because they were attacking the cav, and the cav's pulled out. But yeah, the sword's breaking there. And I mean, this one's going to break soon, and then they're on to the next layer of defense. I mean, the final layer is going to be tough, because it's like one of these hill fort type settlements, and like these final walls up here where the choke points are just a pain. So I can't imagine it's going to be pretty nasty. And also, like, East Francia sending a lot of his best troops first. Like, he's got spear warriors left, like a lot of spears left. He's got armored spears, which I imagine will be pretty reasonable in combat, but like Germanic nobles and armored swords all went into combat first. And his axes. So we're gonna have to see how he does really in the later stages of the siege. But yes, if you'd like to see more Age of Vikings and more generally just more like off-brand mods that we don't really show off as much. I know they're not as popular as some other things, but do let me know if there's any that you do recommend. I'd be more than interested in trying them out. Obviously Dark Age is another one I'd like to revisit as well. Very similar sort of like period to this one. But yeah, it would be another one I'd like to revisit. It's another Attila mod that
The enemy have captured the gates.
we did do quite a lot on the channel at one point. But yeah, if you do let me know, I'd be more than interested to check out some more Attila mods. And yeah, just let me know in the comments and make sure you hit that notification bell as well so you know when the next one's out. If it's going to be very soon. I've got a few Age of Vikings replays. I'd like to try and get through them all at one point or another. It's nice to have some Age of Vikings replays with Vikings in them. Whether we'll get that, I don't know. The swords all breaking here. I think they just honestly got abandoned. I don't think they were really there to put up much of a resistance, or even remembered about by the Frankish player. Who knows? Armored archers here though. They're gonna go into combat. These brave fools. They're just gonna charge. Look at this. They're gonna charge a spear line that's forming spear wall. This could only end badly for the archers. Are they going with daggers? Do you think with a dagger you can really get close to a man with a spear? No is the answer. Well, these archers are still alive, but they have like, well, they have no men. Really, is the unit. What I was going to say, they have a reasonable amount of ammo. They are in fact capping these points over here. Are the Germanic nobles? I mean, at least this unit is getting focused down. I mean, that's one thing, I guess. It's getting killed off by this arch tower. Though they are going to take it out in a minute. But yeah, it's always nice to see that the arch tower helping in whatever way it can. They've also captured this gate. Which, again, looks like they lost a whole... Oh, jeez, they did lose a whole bunch of Germanic nobles by the looks of it here. Why they are now rushing in troops this way, I do not know. They have also captured this gate, so I guess they have a few options for where they want to bring in troops. A lot of their wavering troops... Oh, jeez, yeah. Yeah, they've taken this gate now, but there's a lot of wavering troops here. A lot. And they're now trying to just charge into this armored spear. And this armored spear here is coming across. There was a gap in the line here, and East Frankie took a long time to take advantage of it, and did not. But it does seem as though, yeah, these axes look like they just ripped through the spears. The spears just instantly losing decisively. They've been in this fight like 2-3 minutes, if that. Yeah, they're not faring too well. The crossbows are trying to help. I don't know how well. Yeah, the crossbows up here, they have a really good angle. I mean, they are... I mean, I can imagine they're really good in this mod. Oh, actually, you know what? They've just broken all these units. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, the armored spears were losing decisively, but I guess morale came into it before anything else. But yeah, the crossbow angle, look at that. I mean, I can imagine they're pretty nasty, because there don't seem to be many heavily armored units. So, like, yeah, these crossbows are just going to melt units. Yeah, the spears again seem like they're suffering. These axes are just ripping through them. But they have all just broken. So that spear unit can take a big sigh of relief. It is, yeah, it's rough. Where's the spear unit going? There's a barricade here. I was like, why is they not defending this choke point? But I guess there's a barricade there. Put the archers on there. The archers on that barricade, they could just then focus down that unit. Spear warriors here taking on armored spears. I'd imagine the defenders win this one. But I really don't know. Clearly, Age of Vikings with its units and what is good and what is like not, I have no clue. But I'm getting an idea. Obviously, it's pretty basic. Anything heavy is going to do well. But the axes, they seem like they're a little bit of an underdog. They seem pretty good. I feel like these archers are shooting more of their own men in the back, who are just sitting here watching this fight. It seems like they're just shooting their own men in the back. Like, you need to go Spec Saves or something, like, guys. I also feel like they should save ammo. It's not a great angle. They're just shooting dead on at a unit here. I mean, they are whittling it down, but they've done the damage now. It's 89 men. They don't need to, like, keep wasting ammo. Yeah, it's not like you got supply barrels. It's not, Dawnless Days. You got to hold on to your ammo. Like, I would be using it for units like this, the Germanic Nobles. This is a healthy unit that's still loitering about, waiting for an opportunity to go in. Also, the General, you want to shoot him. This Guardsman, if it ever gets close, you just want to gun him down. That is for sure. The spears broke. No surprise there. What has been sent in over here? Yeah, see, Germanic Nobles. This is a unit you want to shoot down with that crossbow unit up there. Pierce that armor.
Enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle.
It also seems like every unit just like breaks once, then retreats, and then returns at least once as well. Oh, there you go. The crossbow bolts come flying in. And all of a sudden, that fight turns itself around. Look at that. Germanic Nobles losing decisively just like that. A few crossbow volleys is all it took. They could have done with doing it a little earlier, though, because this spear unit is still going to die. There you go. It's gone. At least the crossbows can just mercilessly focus down now. They should just... I mean, it takes them a little while. That's the thing. Like, the crossbows seem to be taking a while to fire. Jeez, but they are powerful. Look at that. And this unit's just not redundant, but it's just weak as hell. I mean, it's wavering already. It's never a good sign. So yeah, they're gonna try and surround this the spear unit here, which is not a bad idea. But the archers, I think, are just gonna shoot it until it breaks. And they should really retreat the spear. It's just way out of position. And look at that, getting shot in the back by archers. And they're going to sandwich this unit here are the East Frankians. But it's not going to matter because they're going to die pretty much. They're getting filled with arrows currently. Another spear warrior goes in this side. Thing is, it's going to be all different when the archers, the defenders run out of ammo. Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, I was going to say, we don't even see any East Frankian archers getting used. And they have plenty. And they're on full ammo, these Alemannic longbowmen. I think they got 2 over here, yeah, 2 back here. They got plenty of ammo left. So, yeah, I mean, West Frankie's just fired through his ammo like, I don't know, it grows on trees, which I guess it does, in theory. Arrows do grow on trees. But yeah, he really needs to take out those enemy archers. But he's not going to have enough ammo to do so now. Guardsman here. Getting shot at. He needs to be careful. He needs to be very careful. This one loses general like just too easily. Especially not when these archers seem to be very, very strong. But yeah, good unit here to shoot at is this armored spear unit. It's showing its flank. It looks like the Alemannic longbow's doing. They're trying to burn this watchtower. Well, that's a pretty good use of ammo if you're the defenders, because you're probably thinking, well, I'll quite happily let them shoot that tower instead of them shooting my infantry. And I'd agree. Towers make sieges annoying, but they aren't usually the definitive reason why you win or lose a battle. The reason you win or lose a battle is because you haven't supported a choke point that you can support. I mean, this choke point, I don't think they need to. The spears are already losing on the defending side, but like when it gets to the final defense, and if they have no ammo to shoot into the flanks of elite swords and spears, they're going to be regretting themselves. They're regretting their decisions to themselves. That's all I have to say. Yeah, this is like the only fight that's really going on at the moment. It seems like the spears moving up here, more spear warriors. Going in a bit of a phalanx formation here. And looks like they're going to try and take out this barricade. And once they're through the barricade, they'll probably start to rush up here. I mean, what is up here? Armored spears. I mean, they've not impressed me that much. I'm quite excited to see these Scarfoot swords and see if they are actually good. Again, didn't seem to do too much when they went over the wall, but fighting over a wall's tough for any unit, to be fair, especially if the archer support's provided. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do. Yeah, there are barricades under attack. Oh well, what they do. What do you want us to do about that? There's not much. Germanic Noble over here. I mean, they could try and... I mean, I just keep shooting it with those crossbows. Stop. If they're going to stand in range of the crossbows, I'd shoot it with the crossbows. Or maybe they're going to save the remains of their ammo for that general. Which is possible. But I don't know if that's, again, the wisest of ideas. But yeah, I mean, what a great angle they have. They can literally just point and then... point and aim. They could hit that. That could hit that crossbow or that sword easily. Cav now inside the settlement over here for East Frank here. They got Germanic Skara Calbalry. I'm already pronounced it earlier and managed to butcher it now. Calbalry. Something like that. Very heavy melee cav. We did see it do pretty well on a charge. We'll see whether the East Frankian player can do a better job. I mean, it's actually not really got much of an option. Oh, Palace Guard. Okay. This is a very elite spear unit then. Okay. Yeah, they're definitely not going to break through this unit. Palace Guard are watching the back. Yeah, they're going to hold the line for a long time. I like the blue and the white capes they got going on. Very Imperial. Very, well, quite French, I guess, as well. Which they are, of course. But yeah, again, that's a unit you want to focus down with archers. You need to hold on to ammo for that. Another Palace Guard here. Okay. So yeah, I've got a couple of pretty elite units here. Spears over here are turning it around. I wonder whether that had to do with this armored archer now running out of ammo. So yeah, like I said, defenders, they really need to hold on to some ammo. That crossbow unit, last time I checked, had a little bit left, like a slither. So that is all they've got. And I'd probably say that slither for that general. I mean, those crossbows seem like they can whittle down a unit pretty easily. I'd be saving it for that. Again, I don't know why they're sending... I mean, they don't need to send any more men down. They're just retreat and defend this top bit. I don't know why they're feeding the enemy kills by sending in these archers. It's not like these archers are going to defeat the spear unit. But hey, optimistic, I like it. Yeah, losing decisively. Fire is still going off. They're still trying to burn this watchtower. At this range as well, a lot of these shots are going to miss. Yeah, it's taking a lot of ammo just to get it to 57, I have a feeling. Yeah, they're nearly at half ammo, and they've only got it about to halfway. So, if you can do your maths, that probably means the archer's going to use all their ammo just to take out this watchtower. At this range, anyway. If they get closer, they might do a little bit more effectively. But yeah, I mean, they're both down to about half ammo. So they use like a full unit's worth of ammo up, trying to destroy this watchtower. Between the two of them, anyway, they have. Yeah, look at that, burning this to the ground. I mean, it's not a bad strategy, but it's just not really what I'd be using the ammo for. I'd be just getting it up here once the crossbows are out of ammo, shooting to the side of these Palace Guard once they're engaged in combat. And just anywhere else as well. You've got all the archer ammo, you have all the cards in your hands at that point, and like I said, this archer ammo seems like it's pretty damn strong. Are we about to see... I was going to say the general here could charge out, maybe try and go for these archers, but that's a bit of an ask. Germanic nobles now engaged over here. 2 units, and they're taking on the Scarfoot Spearmen. So 2 relatively elite units here being sent in. I literally do not know the rosters for these factions, so I have no idea whether like these units are the most elite. They might not be. It's quite possible they're not. All this over a throne, an imperial throne. There you go, they did actually take out that tower. And they didn't use all their ammo. So I'm impressed. Well done, guys. You must have got more accurate. But Alemannic longbow, are they trying to shoot this general? That's a bit scummy shooting this general. He's not even like in combat. He's nowhere near the fight. It's a bit scummy, boys. I'm not gonna lie. Armored spears over here. Patiently waiting. Spear warriors down here. They should just go up and get themselves, go and get yourselves killed. Look at this. It's made like a little corridor for the routing troops. This guy's like, oh, forgot my keys, going back. Gotta go and get them. Park my horse somewhere. And he's like, oh, they were in my pocket all along. Back I go. Off you go now. What do we call this guy? Francis. I don't know, that's Frankie. I don't know, I've got to go think of some Frank-related name. I feel like all Franks must have been called Frank. Apart from Charlemagne. Of course. Unless Charlemagne is a posh way to say Frank. Which it obviously isn't.
An entire unit has perished.
Germanic nobles holding on though. I say they're holding on. They really should be breaking through. I mean, this is good signs though. Scarfoot spears are pretty solid. I mean, if they're good, what are the palace guards like then? Well, they might actually disappoint. They might just get shot to pieces and we'll never know. But hopefully they don't. And we're going to see them like hold back a whole army. Because these Germanic nobles are struggling. Oh, they did as well. This unit here of crossbows just focused down this Germanic noble. And yeah, instead of running away, they just stood their ground. The Germanic nobles. So yeah, this is like units being wasted. That was a full strength unit. But it does mean that all of the archers on the defender's side are out of ammo. Just as the Alemannic longbowmen rush into this town. They're going to have free reign over anything range related. And here comes the general. He's also now knows and is fully aware that those crossbows are out of ammo and can't do anything. So yeah, I'm excited to see how these longbows do. What are they shooting at? Oh, they are going to shoot at the palace guard in the back as well. And this is what they can do. Now they have the range advantage. This palace guard is probably quite content fighting anything in front of it. But as soon as it gets shot in the back, it's code red. Armored swords now rushing down to replace the Scar footman spears. See how they fare up against the Germanic nobles. Could be good, could be bad.
Return to the fight.
The sword unit though needs to be careful. Doesn't want to pull through. Germanic nobles though, yeah, tired. They might lose that fight. Over on this side, seeing the tiny little Germanic nobles can even challenge these armored swords here. Yeah, this is not going to end well here for Germanic nobles, but what did we expect? Oh, did they focus on? Yeah, these palace guardsmen. If they've been shooting that the entire time, they have done very little damage. But if they've changed to shooting something over here, understandable, because the Frankish player has side out, and yeah, side out with his Scar of footman's swords. He's going to try and rush down and get these archers, I wonder. I really don't know. Maybe he just thinks he has enough to get through. I mean, he might, but the archer support for East Francia is certainly going to help turn this in the favour of East Francia, I feel. It would be better staying on top of his hill. He was safe and sound up there. Oh yeah, these units, like I said, the flank units are getting shot hard. They have still lost very few men. Well, they've lost about 40. Yeah, they're clearing up these spear warriors. Alemannic longbowmen are nearly out of ammo. They've done a decent amount of damage. The Scar footmen are losing now, but they're inflicting a lot of damage on all these Slavic troops. We've got Scar foot spearmen here as well. Alright, so they brought some of their own foot spearmen. I do like the shield patterns that they've got going on. And they do look very Viking-like. I mean, we are in the age of Vikings, so it makes sense. Scar foot spearmen. Cav over here getting stuck in. He needs to be careful. There is spears here. A lot of them. The Germanic nobles. They've been beaten back. Are they going to try and... What are they rushing? Are they pulling out of combat, which is losing them a lot of men? Those armored swords, yeah. You need to be careful. Pulling out of combat just to go into combat with another unit. Wasn't really the best move. And the Cavs can be able to flank, I imagine, hit them. Well, maybe not. The swords are losing. These armored swords, they need to be careful. They are actually going to be able to... They should chase these foot spears maybe a bit, but... I think that's all part of the plan to bait these guys out. Yes, the Germanic Cav here can go into the back lines. Not a bad charge at all. Yeah, that unit's finished. 80 men dropping pretty quickly. There you go, that unit's done for. So yeah, I think personally this is code red for the West Frankians. They need to get back. These Frankians are just overwhelming them everywhere now. They're beating them. And it's really because of Archer's Paul, I feel. Like Archer's Paul on this side has helped. Well, it's not actually decimate these Scar foot soldiers enough, actually, I'd say. They're actually still making pretty good progress. They're routing a lot of this spear band down here. But these flanks over here, they've way overcommitted. They didn't need to be this aggressive. They just needed to hold men back, just be annoying.
Our men have rallied. Enemy units have been rallied.
The Cav, I'm looking for another option. I mean, really, the Cav could come around and challenge this general. This general is I mean, he's a decent strength, but it's 64 versus 62. If that Cav unit there gets a good charge off, the general's in a bad situation, and that could then could cost them the battle if they lose their general there, West Francia. Sending in all these spears into this one combat here, and there's not a single spear to protect that general. I mean, there is. There's Pious Guardsman back there, but that is it. Here they go. The spears carry on doing their old pokey. Yeah, I mean, the armored spears, they keep pushing forward here. Not on purpose. I think it's just the unit keeps... Like, once it gets a little bit of ground, it pushes forward. And it seems like it's getting enveloped. Slowly. You can see here, I mean, they're slowly getting around the flanks of these spearmen. On this flank over here, though, I mean, this is a big push. And it's kind of losing momentum. The swords are starting to die a bit. I mean, we've got a fresh Scar of footmen down here, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think. I mean, this one it's not crossbow, sorry. This one longbow unit here is holding back almost the whole army. And it's just allowing the other archer units that you can see in the top right there. They're firing down mercilessly, and just like volley after volley is killing, I don't know, half a dozen to 10 men, maybe more. There's a lot of blood splatter coming off these units. And that's always a concerning sign. And what waits for them at the bottom? Armored spears. Like, these guys are going to hold even better. And still allow these archers to keep peppering them. There's another archer unit on the way as well. With full ammo. If they needed to, they could pepper all these units down. Armored spears here. They're going to protect the rear. Honestly, I'd imagine they're going to get shot in the back now from archers. Yep, here you go. Getting shot in the back. What a worse way to go. I couldn't think of a worse way to go. Just getting shot in the back. Like, you're just busy defending your post, and then bang. Back to the neck. It's a bad way to go. Just didn't do any fighting in the end, did you? Yeah, I guess try to weaken that unit down enough so the cavalry can then can just charge your head on. Whether they'll get to that, I don't know. Look at this, it looks glorious. Let's see if we can do some historical battles or something with Age of Vikings. I think that would be quite fun. And we've got like longbows going in, and we got crossbows down here. Yeah, oh, a bit of a break as that Scar Footman has broken through. Oh, has been broken, and now the spears here trying to break through. I mean, the crossbows not really stabilizing the line. We've got the general here. He looks like he's going to go for a charge straight down into these spears. Looked a bit of a confused charge, to be honest. Didn't know really where he was supposed to be charging. Spear band here, though, yeah. I mean, against that general, the spear band are going to love it. And again, Scarfoot swords, I mean, I think it's because they're exhausted. Losing to armored swords. And the general here, oh, on his retreat, he's losing a lot of men. It's down to 43. It was a relatively healthy general, like about 60. That is not good. He definitely can't really try that again.
This is a shameful display.
They've broken through here, have the attackers, which means that this spear unit here is under danger. And it means that it's going to call, like, he's going to have to call upon the palace guard. But he's retrieved this one from over here. Maybe he wants to put it back and put the one from the back over here. I don't know. The palace guard, though, not looking like they're going to have many comrades to help them. It's just going to be them. Whether the defenders could have just defended at the very top once they lost the walls, I don't know. Lost the walls and like the outer defenses. They possibly could have. Problem is that the Alemannic, archers still had lots of ammo. I certainly think the sally down was probably not a good idea, and the general aggressiveness from West Francia just allowed their lines to be stretched a little bit. And as a defender, that's the last thing you want, is to be stretched. But yeah, unit's starting to break through here. Actually, this unit broke. Spearband just broke there. That's very unusual. Scarfoot swords doing okay. We are now about to see this cav here push forward. The Calbari, as it likes to be called. And here we go, a rear charge by the archers into the back lines. There you go, the spears are broken. That's one less West Frankian unit to deal with. Up here, it seems as though Scarfoot's spearmen challenging the palace guard. Seems like palace guard doing okay for now. Oh, they pulled this one out of this choke point, and now that means this cav unit here could just scoot around if it wanted to. The general's looking really rough. He's at 22 men left. It does seem like they still have the general. Don't know why the palace guard is pushed down here, but they are continuing to press on. I guess they're thinking maybe they could break through. They really cannot. There's not enough men. I mean, it's currently 300 against just over 1,000. It may be an elite 300, but it doesn't matter in Attila. You'd have to be like 300 gods to win this one. Here comes the cow, I can hear it. What's it going to go for? I'd imagine the general. Oh, the general's going to throw himself in to save his palace guard. Save his guardsmen from this fate of being rear charged. I wonder if there is actually shock cabinet Age of Vikings. There must be. I would have thought like the Franks as well would have had some pretty decent lances instead of these very heavy melee. But maybe not. The general, who like is a guardsman, is a melee cav unit as well, so potentially not. Or maybe they just merged the two together and they've given like melee cav insane stats for like charging. It's unlikely, but it's possible, I guess. There you go. I think the general's about to die here. He's getting shot at by archers in melee. And he's losing.
The men are broken and running for their lives.
And he is in fact broken. And there you go. The general has died. And this is causing the palace guard to waver. And the other one's about to go as well. And there you go. I think army losses are finally coming into it. As the final guardsman over here breaks. And there you go. A valiant defeat for West Francia. We'll end the replay and have a quick look at the end results. This one was sent in by King Baby Bob. So thank you very much to him for sending this one in. It was interesting. I'm glad we covered it. It was very fun to see some Age of Vikings. And I love the thumbnails that they have. I think there's the Age of Charlemagne ones. But I don't know if they've been tweaked with the Age of Vikings. But they look great. But 106 kills for one of his spears here. I think this is his armored spears that he, or his Skara spears here that he sent in. Then he's got his Palace Guard units here, getting like 78 kills. They really didn't do too much. Oh no, these are his Skara ones. I do apologize. These are the armored ones. Sorry, they got 106. The Skara one's getting 78. Where is his Palace Guard then? Oh, these ones here. They look like they're on horses. They're getting 62, so they did even worse. 96 for the armored swords. 108 and then 258 for Skara foot swordsman. Actually proved their worth. Did very well. Then the swordsman here getting 80 kills. Then we've got armored archers getting 141. 370 with a crossbow unit here. Maybe you should have brought more of these guys because they did really well. And then 137 with his calves, not too bad either. And he's playing against Fear the Stash, a very appropriate name I feel for a German player. 206 kills with one of his spear warriors is very good for a cheap spear. Spear band getting 189. Then we've got the armored spears getting 114, 155 with the Skara foot spearman. Then the armored swords here getting 143 kills. Then his Skara foot swords getting 60. The Germanic nobles, yeah, not really doing too much. Only one of them getting 179 kills. The rest getting below or around 50. Slavic warriors did very well though. These guys, like I said, I knew axes were going to be good in this mod. 240, 195, some great kills there. Archers, only one of them doing really well, 228. Then Cav, 122 and 140, which is not bad actually for melee Cav. So there you go, guys. Charlemagne's crown has gone to East Francia. So if you're Team East, congrats. You were correct in your bet. I hope you guys enjoyed. Do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment show your support. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.